the moment that refused to move. Imagine staring at a candle flame late at night. It wavers, it trembles, yet it never seems to move. Each flicker looks alive, but perfectly frozen for a moment. It feels like time itself has stopped breathing. That quiet illusion, that motionless dance, has a strange beauty to it. Now imagine that same kind of stillness happening not in a candle, but deep inside the fabric of the universe. Imagine particles, the smallest building blocks of existence, suspended mid-motion, not by force, not by friction, but by something more mysterious, by being seen. This curious behavior is known as the Quantum Zeno Effect. It sounds like a riddle, but it's a verified experiment in physics. Scientists discovered that when you continuously observe a quantum particle, you can actually stop it from changing its state. Every time you check on it, you interrupt its natural evolution. It's as if the act of looking freezes the dance, like catching a dancer mid-twirl and locking them there simply by watching too closely. In quantum mechanics, this happens because observation is interaction, a kind of touch. Measuring a particle collapses its possibilities, holding it in one defined state. And if you do it rapidly enough, that particle can never complete its change. The universe, under constant scrutiny, hesitates. It waits, as if it doesn't quite know how to move when someone is watching. It's tempting to see this only as a scientific curiosity, something strange that happens in particle labs. But maybe it mirrors something deeper in our own minds. Think about how often we watch ourselves, our thoughts, our feelings, our reactions. The more we monitor and critique them, the more stuck they seem to become. You start replaying the same worries, the same questions, the same loops. Like a particle frozen in time, your thoughts can't evolve under too much observation. The Quantum Zeno Effect might not just belong to the world of atoms. It might describe consciousness itself. When attention becomes rigid, life stops flowing. So what happens when you stop watching so tightly? What if your thoughts, like those particles, begin to move again once you let them? The still mind paradox. We often believe calmness is something we create through control. We tell ourselves, if I focus hard enough, I can be peaceful. But the harder you try to be still, the more restless you become. It's the same paradox as trying to fall asleep. Effort only keeps you awake. The mind, like water, grows turbulent when stirred. Stillness, when chased, slips away. Here's where quantum theory and the human mind overlap again. The Quantum Zeno Effect shows that constant measurement stops natural change. In a similar way, when you keep checking whether you're calm or doing it right, you interfere with the very state you want to achieve. You end up tightening your awareness so much that the flow of consciousness can't breathe. The harder you monitor your thoughts, the more unnatural they feel. It's like staring at your own reflection in still water. The more intently you look, the more ripples appear. True calm doesn't arrive through pressure. It unfolds in absence of it. This paradox teaches something deeply human. Peace is not control. Peace is permission. The mind knows how to settle when you stop interfering. When you allow yourself to simply be, the current begins to find its natural rhythm again. The candle flame doesn't need your effort to stay balanced. It just needs the absence of wind. That same quiet balance lives in you. Beneath the noise, beneath the analysis, there's already a calm that doesn't need to be created, only uncovered. But to uncover it, we have to understand something even more fundamental. That observation doesn't just reflect reality, it shapes it. The observer's touch. In the quantum world, the line between observer and observed isn't clean. Every act of observation changes the thing being seen. A particle can behave like a wave, spread out, fluid, and uncertain until you decide to look at it. The moment you observe, it collapses into one outcome. This is called the observer effect. It's as if reality waits for attention to decide what it wants to become. At the smallest scale, existence is a sea of possibilities, a cloud of potential states. When attention lands, one version solidifies and all others fade. Reality becomes what's noticed. And in the same way, your awareness decides what your inner world looks like. Focus on fear, and fear expands. Focus on gratitude, and the texture of your day changes. Attention is not passive, it's creative. Every thought, every feeling you catch in awareness becomes more vivid simply because it's seen. The mind is constantly collapsing possibilities into experience. You are not a separate spectator. You are a participant in the making of your own mental universe. This is why self-observation can feel so powerful and so dangerous. When you look with judgment, the world tightens. When you look with gentleness, it opens. The same act of seeing can imprison or liberate, depending on its tone. You are the observer that gives form to your own experience. To watch softly is to let the universe unfold without fear. The wave and the watcher, the thought and the thinker, they are never separate. So maybe the question isn't should we observe, but how we do it. How can attention become gentle enough to see without stopping the flow, watching without freezing? The secret lies in the quality of your gaze. In quantum experiments, the freezing happens only under rapid, rigid measurement, a mechanical kind of attention. But when observation is slow, open, and natural, the system continues to evolve. Life moves freely when you stop dissecting it. This is the essence of mindfulness, not concentration, but soft awareness. It's not about gripping each thought or forcing stillness. It's about allowing what's present to exist without interference. You become the silent witness instead of the controlling observer. When you do this, thoughts still appear, emotions still ripple, but they don't stick. You don't have to label or fix them. They pass through like clouds crossing the sky, brief, changing, and harmless. This is attention without friction, observation without freezing. Practicing this kind of awareness reveals how little needs to be managed. The mind begins to move on its own, graceful and unhurried. Stillness emerges not because everything stops, but because you stop clinging. You realize that calm is not the opposite of motion. It's motion without resistance, like a river that carries fallen leaves without struggle. Your awareness can hold every experience without distortion. You no longer fear thoughts. You let them live and leave. And slowly, peace starts to feel less like something you're chasing and more like something that's always been there. And that brings us to the quiet heart of it all. the stillness beneath everything that moves, the stillness beneath reality, beneath every movement in the universe. There's a foundation of stillness, even in physics. The quantum vacuum, what we call empty space, isn't truly empty. It's a silent sea of potential, humming with unseen energy. Everything that exists rises from that calm field, like waves rising from a hidden ocean, and perhaps, deep within us, the same stillness waits beneath our restless thoughts. When you look closely at experience, you begin to notice the gaps, the quiet spaces between breaths, between heartbeats, between thoughts. In those spaces, nothing happens, yet everything rests there. That's the background of awareness itself. Stillness isn't lifeless. It's the invisible ground that allows life to move, just as particles flicker in and out of existence from the quantum vacuum. Your thoughts arise and dissolve from that same kind of silence. The calm beneath them isn't fragile, it's infinite. The steady hum beneath the flicker of reality, touching that stillness, even for a breath, changes everything. You realize there's nothing to fix, nothing to chase. The peace you've been seeking isn't ahead of you. It's under every moment you've already lived. The Quantum Zeno Effect becomes a kind of cosmic mirror, showing how too much control hides the simplicity that's already here. When you stop trying to freeze life, you see it was never chaotic at all. The stillness was always there, holding everything gently in place. So as you drift towards sleep, let your thoughts move the way light flickers on water, freely, softly, without control. Beneath it all, there's a deeper calm. The same quiet that lives at the heart of the universe lives in you too. Between each thought, between each breath, the universe rests, and so can you.